It's raining really hard outside, so I really hope like the rain doesn't like mess up the recording for like and the audio for like the video. So let's hope for the best. Craig the Creek is stolen by the boy named Craig and his two friends Kelsey and JP as we follow their adventures of exploring the nature of their nearby Craig. After watching every single episode of the show, I've compiled a tier list for placement for every episode. Welcome to Creek Dynamacy. I was gonna like play some music already after I said welcome to Creek Dynamacy, but like I realized I probably would have gotten like a copyright strike. Cause like you know how like YouTube's like new copyright system where like if you play copyrighted music in your video like or like you sing it or something, then like it's then like that part like the video is just gonna be like muted and like have no audio at all. So I don't want that to happen. So yeah, it's that time of the month again where I do a Creek Dynamacy episode. None of you guys seem to really like the first episode of Creek Dynamacy. So if you're enjoying the series so far, leave a like and maybe even subscribe so we can get closer and closer to 1,000 subscribers. Let's get into it. Alright, this month's Creek Dynamacy episode is about the episode Snow Day. Now, this episode is really awesome. I'll get into it in a minute, but let's go to the description of Snow Day. The description of Snow Day reads, Craig is hoping for Snow Day, but is told that there will only be a 2-hour delay. He and his friends ask the witches of Craig for help, or they ask for items consisting of breakfast and a phone charger, in exchange for a full-on Snow Day. As they go to retrieve the requested items, Craig learns that Bernard has lost all hope on a Snow Day and tries to stop him. Alright, great plot already. Now let's transit into the next scene where I talk about the stuff I like about the episode, which is a lot. Okay, this episode's a really good one, so maybe like just get like a good like glass of like hot chocolate or something, like get warmed up because like this episode, because like all the things I like about this episode is amazing. Like I'm gonna be talking about like good stuff for like a long time. So Snow Day was one of the winter episodes of 2020 of Crazy the Creek, or more specifically the late winter episodes because it came out like around like the end of December. The winter episodes of late 2020 had some really great episodes that led up to the winter break two-parter in January, or more specifically, it led up to like January, which had like the winter break two-parter. I'm definitely making a video about the winter break two-parter someday. It started out with the rise and fall of the Green Poncho, which was amazing because like it gave us more like in-depth backstory to like the Green Poncho. Then the day after that was I Don't Need a Hand, which was good. It was good too, not bad. It's pretty good. Then the day after that was Alternate Cricketverse, which I don't really like all that much. I don't get why people like it, but the episode of that made up for it and also aired on New Year's Eve, which makes it special. And you guessed it, that episode was Snow Day. Now, in that batch of episodes, people usually be really weird and say that Alternate Cricketverse was their favorite, which makes me mad and disappointed. Like, I see, like, videos everywhere talking about, like, the winter batch of, like, Crazy Creek episodes, and them saying, Alternate Creek is my favorite, because, like, you know, like, we got, because, yeah, it retold, like, the first episode, and that's awesome, apparently. It's not. It's like they, like, ran out of ideas, like, saying, it's like they ran out of ideas, and be like, oh, hey, oh, God, we ran out of ideas for, like, a video, what are we going to do now? And then, like, one employee was like, hey, I have an idea. Let's retell the first episode. No, I'm not criticizing the characters I'm not criticizing the people who made the episode. I'm just like disappointed that like people actually liked the episode. I'll talk about it in the video one day where like I'm thinking of like making like a spin-off series of Creek Dynamacy where I go over the worst episodes of Crazy the Creek. So yeah, I'll definitely talk about it one day. Now Snow Day really isn't my favorite of the bunch, but I literally never hear anyone talk about Snow Day being their favorite. So yeah, let's get into it. Snow Day is really awesome in its own way, so let me explain. Why did I do that? Okay, for starters, this episode is chill. And I don't mean like a joke because the episode being a Snow Day episode. I mean that that the episode is very relaxed and calming. If you take out the very few parts where people like raise their voices, then the episode could basically be an episode of a podcast. Only true fans of my channel would remember that one time where I made a podcast and got locked out of it and couldn't make any more podcasts. Memories. I also like how Craig, Kelsey, and JP go to like each of their houses to get the items for the witches, and everything they do and to get the items is just hilarious in its own way. Like Kelsey like falls through like an ice puddle and just like falls through an ice puddle, and then she makes coffee out of beans, which is a little weird to look at first because you're not supposed to make beans out of coffee. Wait, what? No, you're not supposed to make coffee out of beans. Well, just beans, like. I mean, you're supposed to make coffee out of beans, but, like, a certain type of beans. Not just black beans. Let's see. Then they go to JP's house and have to travel over his icy driveway to get inside. I really like that scene, by the way. It's like so like amazing, like how they drew like JP's icy driveway when we got like the first like where we got like the first like scene where like it shows it. And then they make a Danish out of a Pop-Tart and some cheese. Then Craig heads to his house by himself, solo mission, and Bernard catches him trying to steal his phone charger and chases Craig outside to where he reveals that he's given up hope for a snow day entirely. And that brings me to my next thing I liked about this episode, Bernard. Now, usually Bernard isn't really much of a fan favorite, as he is a good character. But this episode, they made him really good. Like, when Craig picks up a snowball and, threatens to throw it at him, Bernard's like, whoa, Craig, and, puts up, his hands up like Craig was, about to, shoot him. I hope I don't get demonetized for that. And I laughed so hard at that scene. Like, when Bernard reveals that he's given up for a hope for a snow day, Craig instead throws a snowball at the tree above him, the tree above Bernard, and it falls and covers him in snow. And that scene is just both touching in the first half, and then right at the end, it moves over to being hilarious again. When Craig, throws a snowball and, Bernard gets covered in snow. Then, at the end, it finally becomes a snow day, and as Bernard gets out of the snow, he finally relives his he sees, his childhood self, playing in the snow as soon as, the snow falls. And then he relives his childhood. And that scene is just wonderfully wholesome. Don't lie and say that you haven't smiled at that scene. You are a heathen if you hadn't smiled at that scene. You're not a true fan of Craig the Creek, or any, cartoon in general if you don't smile at that scene. It's the law. I also like how one of the witches, near the end, realizes that their pretend magic might be real magic, and that they think that it might be real witches, which gives me a lot of conspiracy theories. I'm not going to do a video on conspiracy theories, because I'm not that kind of person, just saying, it's sparking some theories. And the ending, in the end... Okay, so the episode ends with Craig narrating, I think, the last 30 seconds of the episode, and that ending is probably my favorite ending of every Craig the Creek episode, and maybe any ending of a cartoon in general. I just love this episode so much. Now time to go over the bad things about this episode, which there's very little. Very little. This episode is perfect. There is nothing wrong with this episode. It's literally even better than the Power Punchers episode. It is, in fact, my second favorite Craig the Creek episode, but you'll have to wait until next year to hear what my favorite episode is. So, yeah. Very little things wrong with this episode. Barely anything wrong with this episode. In fact, there's little to none wrong with this episode. This episode is literally perfect. Why did I say metaphorically? It's perfect. Now, everything about this episode is perfect, like I just said. This episode isn't rushed to, the limit, where, everything, where, the plot is, almost over, in the straight, first 5 minutes. No. It takes its time. It's just a very calm and chill episode with very amazing scenes. That was, some of the best out of any snow day episode in this cartoon and any other cartoon in general. You can literally, have, a glass of, you can, when you watch the episode, you can just have, a glass of coffee or something, and you won't spill on you because, some things are loud. No. This episode is so chill that, you just, curl up with a little good blanket and, just feel good watching the episode. Speaking of cartoons, I think this is the first cartoon to have an episode where the main character hopes for a snow day, but instead it's a 2-hour delay, and then they go to extreme lengths to make it a snow day. And in the end, it finally becomes a snow day. Guys, I think Craig the Creek just created a new cartoon cliche. I think it's gonna be, the title of this episode. Yeah. How Snow Day created a new cartoon cliche. Yeah, that's gonna be the title. Now time for my final thoughts on this episode. Due to how much I had to talk about it and how amazing some of the scenes are in terms of art and dialogue, and just how wonderful they are. No, wonderful is not the right word. Perfect, in my opinion. This episode gets a perfect 10 out of 10 for me. I love this episode so much as my second favorite episode of Craig the Creek. I really hope this episode becomes more popular in the future. I definitely recommend you watch this episode. You won't regret it at all. You're gonna watch the episode, then come back and thank me. And if you really like the episode, if you really like Snow Day, hit, subscribe and like the video, and also share this video with your friends, and also turn on notifications, so you'll be notified, so we can get the channel to 1,000 subscribers. And also be sure to check out my post on Straw Poll. Its link will be in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Why did I do that? That was so weird.